Well, Bennington is growing quickly, and school bond issues over the years have led to 7 new schools in less than 2 decades. The district says now it's time for a second high school, but it would need voter support. 3 News Now's Aaron Hegarty shares what voters are saying tonight.
Former Bennington School Board member Darren Seekman says he remembers his kids using so-called portable classrooms, temporary structures, as the district's growth outpaced the room in the schools.
Obviously, they survived and they're productive adults now, but it's definitely not optimal. And I worked very hard during my time on the board to make sure we got rid of those and didn't have to add any more in.
He supports the $153 million issue coming up on Tuesday's ballot. It'd build a second high school, something they've already bought the land for, plus athletic facilities and security upgrades. But for property taxpayers, it'd mean more out of their pocket. For someone with a home valued at $350,000, it'll cost them $350 more each year. And there's an organized opposition to the measure.
All we're asking for is to take a time out.
Erin Clokey says she supported every other bond issue, but not this time.
We're asking for a maximum of a 1-year reset to get the new board in, to then have them look at the fiscal feasibility of what we theoretically can afford, what we really need, and what we don't need.
She says she knows another bond issue will be needed eventually, but the school board rushed the proposal out. They passed it August 29th. The deadline to get it on the ballot was September 1st.
It seems to be a pitting of, if you aren't for the bond, you're not supporting our kids. You're not supporting the education. That couldn't be further from the truth. I have 2 children. Of course, I want them to have the best school system.
She calls it financial mismanagement. This would be Bennington's 7th bond issue since 2003. They've passed $198 million worth and still have $178 million of that debt. They're worried about the district making interest-only payments on those.
We think that's a good schedule to have so that not only the students today that are going to be utilizing those buildings, but the students and families of tomorrow will be helping pay for those buildings down the road.
Superintendent Terry Hawk, who's overseen the district since 2004 from 1 building to 8 now, says they're trying to give students a positive environment, and they'll do their best regardless of if this passes.
The most important thing we worry about is what happens inside the walls and not necessarily what the brick and mortar tell us to do. But sometimes those facilities dictate and the population in those buildings dictate what the programming can be.
Aaron Hegarty, 3 News Now.
Aaron also spoke with the Dean of UNO Public Affairs, who says borrowing money is normal for growing school districts.
A growing district means that over time, you'll have more taxpayers, you'll have more, the property values will increase, and that means that you have more wealth, and you can tax that wealth through the property tax, and more money will come in.
He says investing in schools can help grow wealth further, and interest-only payments could make sense to support that. Whether that's appropriate in any given case, he said, is a legitimate question for taxpayers to ask.